Well, it does depend on the kind of business, right? So let me pick on, I mean, other painters and power washers. I can go there. Might be a little different for plumbers and HVAC folks, but really, I mean, knock on a door. I know it sounds crazy. I know in this day and age, where you can just put money into the Google machine, or social, that sometimes you just got to go back to that if you're just starting out because you don't have the spend. And like I would highly encourage people not to go to the bank and get a big loan. Like try to just be scrappy for a while. It's not pretty. I actually call it the muck. You're
Yeah.
really in the muck, you know, but it really and you're gonna have some bad experiences doing that, right? But put a circle around the neighborhoods that you wanna engage in and knock on those doors, get to know every single person in that neighborhood, as you sell Sally who knows Johnny, like our neighborhood, everybody knows everybody. If you do good work, you can start knock that door, turn it to job, turn that job to cash, and then turn that into referrals, and then turn it to recurring revenue, right? And we talk about that too. Like, how do you each customer you secure is compounded, and I don't think a lot enough of our companies think about the compound cash. They always think about the next sale, the new sale, new sale. I'm like, the best sale is a sale you closed a year ago because you can go back to that customer and do additional work or get additional referrals and just work that. But I would if I'm starting all over again, like if I lost everything and I'm literally gonna pick my neighborhoods, I'm gonna knock on doors and start there. And then as the cash starts coming in, I can start putting in some of those thoughtful things where we can talk about networking, we can talk about marketing, we can talk about hiring and staffing and really start to blow your mind when you start staffing people not even in the same country and you're in a home service. So lots of virtual assistants. We can really
Yeah.
start getting very interesting, but before we get interesting, let's get boring
Yeah.
and let's knock on a few doors. And for some people, you're going, forget that. I ain't doing that. That's okay. Don't, don't. But I literally just was at a conference about door knocking in Orlando last week.